Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello. Good afternoon. Can everybody hear me? Let me know if you can hear me, please. All right. Welcome, 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 welcome. Okay, welcome everybody. Listen, it is the midday pop up with Pastor Myra, as you already know. All right. And we got a doozy topic for you on this afternoon. All right. So, Lottie Dottie, tell everybody that we are on live and in living color. All right. And while you are on your way on, welcome. Yes. Welcome to the midday pop up. Welcome, welcome, welcome. While you are on, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. All right. Please send this out for us. All right. Will you do that? Will you like, comment, share, and subscribe? Okay. Also, we got a new YouTube channel that we want you to go over there. We're going to post a flyer for it. It is called Candid Talk TV. All right. I think we talked about it last pop up. All right. We want you to go over there, all right, to our YouTube channel, Candid Talk TV. And at Candid Talk TV, we're going to be talking about all things, all topics over there on YouTube. Go over there, Mosey, subscribe to Candid Talk TV. All right, this afternoon, remember our pop ups are to encourage, educate, equip, and empower you. All right, educate, equip, and empower you. Uh, we just don't talk about spiritual things, okay? But we talk about all things culture, pop culture, church culture, current events, and all those things. Okay. All right. So I am, if you see me looking down, I am navigating my board here. That's right. Please go over there to youtube.com, Candid Talk TV, and subscribe, and make sure you turn on those notification bells because we're going to have doozy topics over there. Okay. Again, you are joining the every Wednesday, the midday pop up. Welcome, welcome, the midday pop up with your host, Pastor Myra Dixon. All right. Okay. Check this out. Check this out. So, um, today I want to talk to you about something that's very, very important, that we need to focus on, that we need to talk about. All right. And that is having our business affairs in order. Okay. Having our business affairs in order. Particularly, I'm talking about the church. All right. I am talking about the church. All right. Uh uh God is good. He's gracious to us, all that good stuff. But we still got to have our business affairs in order. Hooping, hollering, jumping and shouting, all of that is all right if you praising God for real, for real. But outside of that, I'm saying that a lot of folks don't have their business affairs in order. All right. It's just what it is. All right. And even outside the church, you have to have your business affairs in order. All right. Um, I am a licensed life insurance agent. I've been an agent for some few years now, and I am licensed in 5 states. And I need to talk about this and bring this to the forefront. All right, so Lottie Dottie, tell everybody Pastor Myra Dixon is on, and we ain't talking about spiritual things today. Today we talking about getting your business affairs in order. Somebody please type that in the comments. Would you please do that? Uh, get your business affairs in order, please. All right. We understand that life happens and things go on, and situations arise uh where your money may, you may experience some loss in your income or different things of that nature. And that may happen because people lose their jobs, things go wrong, things go on, and sometimes divorce happens. People go through things, I understand that. So I'm not talking specifically about that. All right. But I'm talking, if you have an income, you need to be more responsible with your finances, okay? In terms of making sure that you are equipped for the future, all right? For the future or for your today, all right? We don't even have to go as far as to say the future. We could talk about it as far as today, all right? Meaning that, like I said, I've been doing life insurance for some years now, all right? I can do it in my sleep. Um, God bless you this afternoon. God bless you. There is our church, Kingdom Driven Ministries International. God bless you and all the people there. All right. So, what we're talking about is getting our business affairs in order. All right. You need life insurance. All right. I'm not going to get into you have to call me for that. Everything's on my page, but you really need to have your business affairs in order. Your 401ks, your 403bs. You cannot depend in this society on Social Security. All right. You need some backup income. You need an emergency fund. All right. In the event things happen, you have about 5,000 at least in an emergency if you get into some type of emergency pickle. All right. And so these are the things we need to discuss. If you have small children, you need to get your children, honey, some life insurance. All right. If they are healthy, if they are between the ages of 0 and 17, if they between the ages of 0 and 17, you can get what is called a CWL, a children's whole life, or you can add your children on to your policies, what is called riders. All right. And typically at their 25th birthday, the company will give them the they will give them the boot. Why? Because they real good and grown by 25. All right. And so I want to talk to you about business affairs. All right. Church people, hear me. Black church people, white church people, church people. It's a great thing to have relationship with Christ and everything like that. But you have a law of the land that you live by too. There are things that are required in the United States of America, in the specific state that you live in. All right. There are things that are required so that you don't have to do what my grandmother used to say back in the day. My grandmother, Evelyn Dixon, she gone and went on to be with the Lord. But she would say, well, you don't have to get on the phone and beg. I'll wait. Who wants to get on the phone to beg to family members who don't have it, who gonna tell you that they don't have it? All right. 9 times out of 10. All right. So I want you to start with some life insurance. Now, let me dispel a myth right quick. Folks think that life insurance is so very expensive. It is not. It is not. If you can afford Netflix, Hulu, Prime, come on, somebody. If you can afford all these streaming platforms, uh, 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 women, if you could afford all that weave that you buy, bundles of hair, weave. Men, if you could afford all them video games you buy and gym shoes or whatever men like to buy, whatever we like to buy, if you can afford all those things, you can afford to get you some life insurance. Okay. It's a terrible thing for someone to die and not be covered. Then you have to start a GoFundMe, and then you have to get on the phone and do the big G, beg. And who wants to do that? All right. And so we need to ensure that we have our stuff in order. Another thing, if you are married, and I'm talking about legally married, people be coming to me with all kinds of stories, guys. I can't make this stuff up. I talked to a couple the other day and I asked them were they married. And we've been together 22 years. Listen, being together 22 years don't mean you married. All right, now I have to go out now when I'm meeting with customers. I gotta say, are you legally married? Because people like to pull it, and folks think that because they had kids by this man or kids by this woman that they're married. That does not. Living together does not substantiate or is not equivalent to being married. All right, particularly in the state of Illinois. I don't know what other states do, but in the state of Illinois, you're either married or you're not. All right, and so there's a couple. If you're a married couple. All right, you need to check to see who name is on that deed of the house. I'm working today. I'll wait. Who name is on the deed? Now, I've met with some couples, and thank God for them. And I've met some very beautiful people out here working in the financial services arena. All right, and they are interested in mortgage protection policies. Well, the first thing you need to do is you need to establish who is on, if there is a mortgage on the property, who is the more who's the who name is the mortgage, the loan in, number one. And then two, if there is not a mortgage on the house, if the house is paid for, the property is paid for, who name is the deed in? Because if there is a married couple and the deed of the property is in his name only, and he passes, she been living there all these years, but her name is not on the deed, the property deed. All right, then you're going to get all into some legal stuff, right? Because now you're going to have to get an attorney, because the attorney is going to have to help you, get the house in your name and all that. So you're going to be spending extra money that you don't need not spend if you was to have your stuff in order. Okay, there are people right now living in properties that they don't have rights to. Hear me, they don't have rights to the property, because of the person had passed away, and the person that passed away did not have the paperwork set up properly where they can pass the property and or what is called assets down to their survivors. All right, they didn't do the paperwork. Also, for you married pastors, and you get a salary from the church, I am working. All right, I'm not gonna be here long talking about this, but I just thought I'll put this on your mind. You get a salary from the church, senior pastor, you are married. The church owns some properties or whatnot. You need to have something set in place for your wife in the event that you pass. All right, if you guys are living on the church's property, listen, and you pass, and the new pastor comes in, all right, a new church, a new leadership comes in, and you didn't have anything in place for your wife, then yeah, really, if the church owns that property that you all lived in, that's the church's property. That's not her property. I'll wait. Did you hear what I said? So let me say it again. Particularly, this is just an example. If a husband and wife, okay, if they're married, he's a senior pastor, he gets a salary from the church, and let's just say he lives on the or lives in the property that the church owns. He lives in the property that the church owns. Okay. Something happens to him. He ended up passing. All right. But he didn't have anything in place for his wife. New leadership comes in, takes over the church, and the properties still are owned by the church, even the one that he and her lived in. He's gone now, he's passed, and now the new pastor, the new board, they want the property back to the church for whatever use. And so now the wife, they may ask her to leave. Is that legal? He didn't have nothing set up for. Okay. So you guys that solely depend on, and I'm not saying anything wrong with it. I'm just saying, make sure that you have your stuff set up, for your wife. Like, please do not leave her out here bogus. All right. If y'all living in one of the church's properties and you get sick and something happened to you, listen, and you're the senior pastor, please have something in place for her. If not, she's going to have to uproot herself. All right, she's gonna have to uproot herself and find other means. So please have some type of savings for her, some type of something set up for her, so that when you pass and a new pastor, which typically with a new pastor comes a new board, typically a new administration, a new leadership team, basically. Have something in place so that the wife don't have to fight the church or feel like she got to go through this fight because you were irresponsible. What are you saying this afternoon on this pop-up, Pastor Barry? I'm saying that we have to be more responsible is what I'm saying. All right. In our business dealings. All right. Matthew chapter 25 talks about doing well. I believe it's 25:14-30. I believe that's the scripture. Talks about being a good steward over what the Lord has given you. All right. All right. So being a good steward over what the Lord has given you. All right. Get you some annuities in place. Set up some annuities. All right. Get you an annuity in place. All right. I'll talk about that another time. But for the meantime, you can look up annuities and then see if that applies to you. All right. Get you some stocks, bonds, mutual funds. Stocks, bonds, mutual funds. All right. In other words, I'm telling you, don't have all your eggs in one basket, is what I am sharing with you. Okay. All right. So get your business affairs in order, your life insurance, your life insurance, your life insurance. Now, parents, if you have children between the age of 0 and 17, all right, and you want to see a CWL, a children's whole life, all right, and you want to be able to make see a return, if you will, on that. Is life insurance? Yes. Okay. Yes, it's life insurance, but life insurance, whole life policies build what is called cash value. All right. So over the years, annually, as you pay on the policy for the child, cash value begins to build. And now, depending upon the type of product you got, not the category. The category is CWL, children's whole life, but the type of product you got, where you want to see some sufficient amount of build up in there. You'll be able to see that. So if you're for example, if your child is 5, you haven't got them a children's whole life yet. If your child is 5, by the time they are 25 or 20, depending upon the type of children's whole life you got, you should be able to see some significant increase in the cash value, depending on what you got and what company you got it from, and all these kinds of sorts of things. All right. And so that child, or you being the owner, will have uh, um, some funding in place in the event you need to borrow off the policy. Okay. Also, when you start young with the children, particularly if they are healthy, when you start young with them, all right, you can begin to create, because life insurance can help you create generational wealth. I'll wait. Bird. Grandparents, if your children are struggling, your adult children who have children are struggling financially, all grandparents, hear me clearly. You can take out a grandparents policy. I mean, a children's whole life. People call it grandparents policy. That's just a slang way of saying it. But grandparents can get policies on their grandchildren. Okay. All right. The goal here is to be responsible. All right. That's the goal. Responsibility. And I'm seeing in my career in financial services that a lot of times when people do hit those hardships, the first thing, because life insurance, it is another bill. Yes, you're paying another bill. But I've seen where, and I've been told so many times, where if they hit a rock in a hard place, the first thing they let go is their life insurance policy. All right. So that ain't good. All right. So it is another bill, but you're making a wise choice to have coverage in place, securing your family. All right. When I write all these policies, I am securing and protecting families. Families are what? The survivors, right? So they don't have to here it goes again, the big B, beg and do a GoFundMe and all those kind of sorts of things. You have your stuff in place. It's a terrible thing not to have a policy upon the untimely death of the deceased. All right. You're scrambling around for money, and you're scrambling around for resources. And yeah. All right. So, good afternoon, Nurse Bishop. Grandparents can get a policy on their grandkids. Yes. Yes, they can. Okay. So I'm really focusing on the church culture, because a lot of us got this mentality that I'm on my way to heaven and I'm so glad. That's good. Great. I'm glad for you. However, get your stuff in place. If you got a house, who name is the deed in? That's important. All right. If you have any other assets, storage unit, apartment, trailer park, any other assets, real property. All right. Who name is this stuff in? Do you have beneficiaries in place? In the event something happens to you in your untimely death, do you have beneficiaries in place? All right. Your bank accounts, your mutual funds, stocks, bond, these type of things. Who is in place, God forbid, if something happens to you? Here's the goal, guys. The goal is you want to avoid probate, your survivor, because you'll be gone. You want your survivors to be able to avoid the big P, probate court. Nobody wants to go through probate. Sometimes you don't even get your stuff out of probate, and sometimes it takes years to get your stuff out. All right. But if you have the paperwork in place the correct way, set up, then your survivors can avoid that. All right. So listen, that's all I have for you today. I want you to take these nuggets. All right. And I want you to apply them. All right. Think about, try, if you can't get a policy with all the bells and whistles, because let me tell you something, the more bells and whistles you add, the more it's going to cost. All right. Let me say it again. The more bells and whistles you add to your policy, return of premium, waiver of premium, uh, uh, all those other riders that your spouse riders, all these things. The more bells and whistles you add, the more it's going to cost you, of course. All right, just like a car, you want to add rims, you want to add, sound system. You didn't like the manufacturer sound system that came with the vehicle. You want to add something else to it. You got to pay for that, right? But in the meantime, between time, I don't care if you get you a nothing but a little 10-year term policy. 10 years, a decade is a long time to have coverage. I'm talking about a decade. All right. Get you something so that your family do not be stuck trying to figure it out. So it's a terrible thing. All right. Uh, all of my information is on my Facebook page. All right. You can call, you can email. All right. And we will get you taken care of. I serve and protect family. That's my job every day, all day. All right. And I've been very, very blessed in this capacity. All right. So, Lottie Dottie, share this. Think about your situation. What do we talk about today? Life insurance, getting you some. Who name is on the deed, protecting your assets, avoiding probate court. All right. And grandparents being able to, yes, take policies out on their grandbabies just to help out their adult children. And wouldn't that be nice? All right. All right. Call me. All right. I should have put that information. Let's see if it's there. Don't forget, we are in place to do these 4 things: encourage, equip, empower, and educate you, is what we did today. All right. Don't forget to go over there to our YouTube channel. That is our where we talk about pop culture, secular culture, with not just things of the spirit and of the Bible, but you have to mosey on over there. We talk about some good topics. Next topic we're going to be covering is the brown paper bag situation that does happen, and it's been done hit all over social media and all that. Yes, colorism is still a huge thing within Black community. Okay. All right. So also, when you go over there to Candid Talk TV, make sure you hit the notification bell. All right. And also make sure that you like, comment, share, and subscribe over there at Candid Talk TV. All right. The flyer will be coming out and being posted soon because you need to know some of these things. I just hit on some of it. All right. Today. But make sure that you got your stuff in order. All right. Make sure. One last thing that I'll say to you is that your policy, listen, your policy, sweetheart, the paperwork, the policy, it's no good if your survivors can't find the paperwork. I'll wait again. Birds. Troop, 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 troop. You know how many, there's hundreds and hundreds of life insurance companies in the United States of America. Your family member is not going to be able to figure out which company you with. You got to be responsible. Let's cut out the irresponsibility. All right, let's get responsible. Now, if you don't have an income right now, times is hard. I am not talking to you. Hear my heart. Pastor Meyer is not talking to you. You got to get on your feet first so that you can be able to continue to pay your bill so that it wouldn't go into lapse pending or lapse mode. All right, so you get on your feet and get yourself together and you call me. All right, call me. Let me go ahead and put my information. I thought I did for all right. Here is my office number where you can reach me. All right. If you need any of these things, I want you to call. me, Dixon Insurance. I want you to call me, 872-239-4791, or you can email me at myradixoninsurance@gmail.com. Myra Dixon Insurance, my full name, Myra Dixon Insurance at gmail.com. All right. I want you to call this number here. All right. And let's talk about what you need. I am licensed in the following states: Florida, Illinois, Ohio, Michigan, Florida, Illinois, Ohio, Michigan, and Texas. All right. So I am very well diverse, with a very diversified portfolio. All right. So whatever you need, and I work with the financial advisor. I am not a financial advisor. I am not. Okay. I am a life insurance agent. All right. That's part of what I do. All right. That's part of one of my, because you need multiple streams of income, right? So I do work in financial services and still work in social services as well. So multifaceted, right? But if you need retirement planning, Social Security help, that will be my boss. My uplines will definitely take care of that for you. But life insurance, annuities, all those things I can help you with. If you need some referrals to an attorney, there is an attorney that we deal with, or you can Google your own for real estate help, probate, exclusions, all those type of things you need if you need help with that, your deeds or your property. Okay. All right. So Google those people. The attorneys we work with, I think they are in Schaumburg. They're kind of far out, I think. Schaumburg. Well, I guess it depends on what you consider far out. All right. But the number is on your screen here. It is on your device. All right. Call us. All right. Shoot us an email, Myra Dixon Insurance at Gmail. Myra Dixon Insurance at Gmail. All right. Share this out. Thank you so much for watching. And those of you that will watch, bye-bye. No more hooping and hollering without having your business affair. When you call me and when you email me and you tell me you got your business affairs in order, then we're going to hoop and holler together. All right. So I hope that you have definitely, all right. Matter of fact, and I want to hear you have heard this and got yourself together. Okay. That's what I want. All right. Email me, inbox me, however you want to do it. Email me, inbox me, however you want to do it. And we out. All right. God bless you guys. Get them business affairs in order. Stop playing now. All right. Think about what I'm saying to you. My people perish for lack of knowledge. Knowledge, there's the word information. I just gave you some free info. All right. God bless you. Going over there to Candid Talk TV. Oh, in the event, also, I'm sorry, I forgot one other thing before we go. If this has been a blessing to you, and you don't have to, but if you would like, that is our sewing information. People like to give, people don't give. It's just a matter of what you want to do. It doesn't matter at all. If you do, God bless you. If you don't, God bless you. But they be telling me put my stuff on the screen, child. Listen. All right. My Cash App is $my AD. All right. And my Zelle is Another Chance OC. That stands for Outreach Center. Another Chance OC at Gmail. All right. If this has been a blessing to you. Okay. All right. You always want to give people, I'm going to say this as a pastor. You always want to give people the opportunity to give, not specifically for you, but for them to release their treasure. And sow on some good ground. All right. We have to talk about giving and sowing next time. There's a law to it. There's a law to giving and sowing. I mean, sowing and reaping. I'm sorry. There's a law to sowing and reaping. All right. There's a law to that. All right. Bye-bye. Holla at y'all. Peace. We love you. Bye-bye.